Hey y'all, welcome back.
Guess where we are? Welcome to Devil's Tower in Wyoming. What do you think, Mom?
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I saw it several years ago, and you know what? I don't think it grew any. There's no new rocks on it, but lots of people are climbing it today.
Yeah.
We actually stayed in the campground inside the National Monument here, and so we're going to show you a little bit about that and bring you along to show you our visit to Devil's Tower.
Yeah, and the town also.
Oh, and the town, Hewlett.
Yeah,
Hewlett.
neat little town, so you get to see that. And we got to add another sticker on the map.
So stay tuned. So before we leave the Black Hills, we had to do one more thing. We came to Hill City to ride the 1880s steam train.
Yeah, and this goes to...
It goes from Hill City to Keystone and vice versa. So, and you can basically make your own adventure. You choose which town you want to depart from, and then you can do a one-way or both ways. You can
But
choose.
if you are bringing your RV, you have to start here.
That's the best thing. Yeah, there is parking for RVs right here at the depot in Hill City.
Yeah.
And also parking is free for everybody in Hill City. We read in Keystone, you might have to pay for parking, and I'm not sure there is any RV parking in Keystone.
Yeah,
so,
I don't think there is.
But you know, we're doing the 10 o'clock in the morning, departing Hill City, and then we're going to spend a little time walking around Keystone and then take the 2:30 back. So what do you
And
think,
we're
Mom?
going to have fun, and they're open cars, so this ought to be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So-
love these vintage train rides.
I may have to sit in the middle so I don't blow out, but
So we'll take you along.
Settlers did when they discovered the West.
Now as we pull out of the station, off to your left you will see our engine number 7. That is our oldest engine, just celebrated its 100th birthday in May.
So we love riding vintage trains and visiting train museums, and so we had to make this a stop. And even though it's called the 1880s train here in the Black Hills of South Dakota, it actually runs on tracks that were laid first in the 1890s. The trains came here during the mining boom, and it was 1950s when the steam trains were kind of falling out of favor in place of the newer diesel engines and things, and some guys said, you know, we need to maintain our heritage and preserve that steam experience. And so since 1957, they've been running a train here between Hill City and Keystone, South Dakota. So while we were in Keystone, we actually spent a couple days in Keystone. One day, if you look back at our video about our visit to the gold mine, you'll see the other side of Keystone. But while we were here in Keystone, we took in Dahl's chainsaw art. Now this was super cool. This kind of art just amazes us.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It reminded me of Balloon Fiesta.
Yeah, there were some great chainsaw carvers at Balloon Fiesta several years ago, and these guys are right in line with that. I mean, I just can't even get my head wrapped around, even though you can sit here and watch them work. The creativity that goes into this is just astounding.
Yeah, we came to this end of town because we were coming to a museum.
Yeah, there's a museum right next door to this about the carving of Mount Rushmore, and that was really our goal. But it was unfortunately closed while we were there. So hey, this worked out as a great second option for carvings and art.
Yeah, I liked how they let you get up on some of them and take pictures. They encouraged it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun and a great way to spend a little bit and just enjoy the weather, which was amazing while we were there.
Yeah, I think you're going to get to ride a bison here.
It's not every day you can ride a bison. You know, when you get that opportunity, you just gotta take it. A safe bison.
Yeah, but it really is an interesting place. And I liked Keystone. It was just crazy the day we were there.
A lot of people. We were there again during the Sturgis rally, and so it was really busy, but a neat place. And you know, these are original steam trains. These are not replica trains. So that is really cool that folks have taken the time to continue to have these in working order. It really adds to the experience. And I should say that actually along this route is one of the steepest railroad grades in the country. So that's super interesting.
Yeah, it was. It seemed like it struggled a little bit here and there.
But we'll write more about that on our website if you're interested in more about the 1880s train. And now we're going to take you from the Black Hills of South Dakota to the Black Hills of Wyoming. And I didn't realize they had Black Hills in Wyoming.
Yeah, I didn't either, but it was, this was quite the drive here. Back and forth and these turns, but it was beautiful.
We didn't realize we were as close as we were, but guess what, guys? We're in Wyoming.
Yeah, another state. We're going to be able to put our sticker on the thing after tonight. Yes.
And there was actually a sign on how to get to Grand Teton and Yellowstone National Parks.
Yeah, well, that's something to come. Yes.
Have you been to Wyoming?
Yes, I have, and I've been to Devil's Tower, but several years ago, and on one of the tour groups where they give you 30 minutes to eat, pee, and look. And then it's back to the coach. So this will be awesome to get to spend time and actually take our time to do something.
We'll give her more time than that.
Yep. Beautiful place. I mean, this is beautiful country.
Whoa. Look at that, Mom. I don't know about y'all, but I have wanted to see Devil's Tower ever since Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
One of my favorite movies of all time, that's for sure. And it did not disappoint.
Man, I wanted to get some mashed potatoes and have Tom sitting at the picnic table, you know, building up his sculpture. But we didn't quite get that done. But wow, guys, this place is amazing. All right, we're adding another sticker to our map. We've spent a couple nights now in Wyoming. So let me get that one up there. And
it's done.
We are actually right here. Devil's Tower. So while we were staying at Devil's Tower, we needed to get groceries, and we asked the park host where should we go. They recommended driving about 10 miles north to the town of Hewlett, and what a great town.
Yeah, that takes you back in time.
I mean, you feel like you're stepping into the Old West. This town's been here since the late 1800s. That's the sheriff. He rides his horse around town, or at least he did the day we were there. It's got a motel, it's got a bank, it's got a grocery store, an ice cream parlor, a cafe, and all those things are easy to find because they are named things like cafe and bank. And you know what's interesting is, even though this is a town of about 400 people, during Sturgis, they said they can get about 100,000 visitors on bike.
Yeah, it's crazy. Any town within about 100 miles of Sturgis at that time really catered to the bikes.
Yeah,
bikers.
And I mean, you'll see, they set up tents, you know, to sell wares and crafts and things like that. Some of these towns have churches that'll sponsor breakfasts or lunches to raise money for their organizations.
Yeah, we took advantage of that.
Yeah, it was great. And so, I think Hewlett is usually a lot sleepier than what we saw, but I think it is a great place to, if you're staying at Devil's Tower, if you're visiting the area, take the time to drive into town, have a bite to eat, get a drink at the saloon, have some ice cream, and just enjoy this town, because it is, where else can you step back in time in a town like this? Just really, really neat.
Yeah, I think it's as laid back as it gets. Pretty cool.
That's something. So did you know that Devil's Tower is actually the very first U.S. national monument? It was actually named a national monument in 1906 by President Theodore Roosevelt, and actually was protected before that, because this is such an amazing and special place that folks realized early on that it needed to be protected. This is the visitor center. We get our stamp. That's always a fun thing.
We got a bunch of those on this trip.
It's a great way to store memories. It really is. And from the visitor center, you can walk straight across and begin the Tower Trail. Now, this is a trail I highly recommend if you come to Devil's Tower. It is a paved trail. The beginning, you're walking up a pretty good incline, so it could be challenging for folks that have trouble walking up inclines and things like that. But if you can do it, take the time to do it, and take your time as you walk around, because where else can you see something like this?
And also right here, this is where they actually filmed a little bit of the movie. Right here, as they were walking up on the rocks.
Yeah, all around, as you see. If you are a fan of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, you're going to have memories all over this place as you walk around. It's just amazing. Even to the KOA that sits right outside of the park gate. That's apparently where they set up, where the big camp was set up during the movie. There's a KOA there now, so if you don't want to camp inside the park like we did and dry camp, you have hookups right outside the park, which is a great option.
Yeah.
But this Tower Trail, y'all, if you only have chance to hike a little bit and do one trail at Devil's Tower, this should be it. Just awe-inspiring. That's amazing. You also have an opportunity from the Tower Trail to overlook the valley, which is a completely different perspective than you have from the ground, which is super cool.
They say the bison used to roam down below there.
I can just imagine what that would be like.
Absolutely.
Wow. I gotta tell you, there were so many wow moments, and this is one. As you walk around the Tower Trail, you'll find prayer cloths tied to the trees, and this is a very spiritual place for the Native Americans. They say there are about 24 tribes that associate themselves in some way with Devil's Tower, or they call it Bear Lodge. And so if you see these cloths, please leave them alone and respect them. But that just adds to the story, the history of this place and the peoples here and what it has meant to all different types of people. It's just incredible.
Yeah, it is. And when you walk around all these rocks that have fallen off that over thousands of years, it's just amazing.
So if you want to learn more about Devil's Tower, we'll put a full post on our website, rvtexasyall.com, where you can learn more about it. So we're actually staying in the Belfouche, I can't remember how to pronounce it, so I'm sorry about that. River Campground inside Devil's Tower National Monument. And They have 2 camping loops for RVs and tents. All the sites are pull through. No hookups. So we're dry camping, but that's been fantastic. They have picnic tables, fire pits and grills, and beautiful views. So what do you think, Mom?
Fantastic, fantastic. And we've met some fantastic people. It really, really serves well. On the road, you're always meeting people. And everybody's come together as a group this morning, which we enjoyed. And everybody.
Yeah, we had some fellowship this morning.
We did.
Fellowship with them, shared coffee, and perfect strangers yesterday. Today, we're all together.
Yep. Yeah, we met some great folks on the trail yesterday. We hiked around the trail, the Tower Trail, which goes around the base, all the way around the base of Devil's Tower. And while we were up there, we stopped at an overlook and we met Bob and Deborah, who are part of the Christian Motorcycle Association. And they were here. There's a big group here of folks who are helping direct traffic during the Sturgis Rally. Folks coming to see the tower, and so this morning they invited us over to sit with their group, and it was awesome. I've met some fantastic folks, and the park hosts here are awesome also. Thanks guys so much. We've just had a great time.
Right. Now we got to get ready to move along.
Yeah, and let me show the site a little bit. And it's huge. I mean, our site is huge back here. You can see our table, and I mean, look at this view back here. I mean, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And like Stacy said, it's dry camping, but right now we're getting some good solar on the RV to bring our batteries back up this morning. We had to use a generator just a couple hours yesterday to since we went hiking, we were putting AC on for Star, and but it worked out good. So there it is, and it's a lot of fun. So we encourage you to come here and stay in the campground.
And if you come back here in the back of our site, you have a view of the tower, which is also called Bear Lodge.
On to our next destination.
We'll see you next week, and until then, check our website for more info. Safe travels!
And happy camping.
Bye.
Bye.